So it's Monday and we are in the car, absolutely bucketing it down, and we're in Manchester. Early set off this morning. We got Cody. Give us a wave, Code. And I'm not sure who's sitting next to me. She seems to have rebranded and clearly hasn't straightened her hair this morning. Show us your curls. Wow. Isn't that nice? Yeah. We are heading up to spend the day with one of our major wholesale partners up in Manchester and one of our suppliers, and we're going to be spending the day looking at some of the products that we're buying from them and potentially some new stuff we can start pushing. But the main reason we're going, to be fair, is relationships, and I think I said a couple of weeks ago that one of the things we're trying to put more into, and we were talking about this again in the car on the way up, is the power of getting out and putting the sort of road miles in and going to see people. So it's obviously a big drain to and cost in terms of time for us to do this, but I think it's an incredible opportunity, and I think that going out and seeing people and building those relationships that will just compound. We will learn so much. I've done it before, but I thought it'd be really good for Charlotte to come from a sort of sales point of view, because she's working with these guys very regularly, so it's good for a relationship from her point of view to understand a bit more about the processes, and Cody from a sort of production and purchasing point of view, because we're going to be looking at these guys kill it in so many different areas. They've perfected it over many years, and it's good to share and learn things. And to be fair, there's some things that they've brought in and weirdly we've been able to offer some advice on, but they've got lots of things and lots of areas that we can learn and get better, and so we're going to have a bit of a tour of their facility, and we're going to understand a little bit more about the big lessons they've learned in building a big business, and yeah, then we're going to spend the evening in Manchester tonight, have a little bit of dinner and a nice evening, up early again tomorrow, head back, and then we've got a jam-packed week ahead of us, and hopefully the rain stops because Cody's got his shorts on. So wrapping up Monday, not much to film today because we was out, like I say, with the factory. Had a great day. We took a lot away from it. Just simple things that they've implemented that are just really interesting. Little Kanban systems, the way that they run their facility. Just really interesting. It's just great to spend time with people that are 50 steps ahead of us and be able to understand, the lessons and the trials and the tribulations that they go through. But, so I guess some great takeaways, but also makes you realise that, even people that, you think have really cracked it and are the finished article, they even feel themselves have got a long way, and that continuous improvement. And so it was really good, a really insightful day, thoroughly enjoyed it. We looked at ways we can strengthen our partnership. Yeah, really enjoyed it. And we're now just got to the hotel in Manchester. So we're just getting ready, and then we're going to head out for a bit of dinner. Enjoy the evening, up early, bright and early tomorrow, head back down, and we've got a jam-packed week. So wrapping up Tuesday, not a good day actually. Yeah, we don't always have great days, and I think it's about being real on the good and the bad days, and today just for me was just a naff day. It took like 4 hours plus to get home from Manchester this morning. Tons of rain, just really strained my eyes, and I just felt so tired. And then I just got back, and all I seemed to see all day, I do feel like you have days like that where all you see or hear about is just crap, problems, all the bad things, and it's like, I don't know, it's like almost like my brain was just looking for negative stuff, and I was really struggling to find the positives. So I had a really crappy afternoon. I got a few bits done at my desk, but yeah, as just didn't even have the energy to film. I was even looking at the whole YouTube thing and the vlogging negatively, and then, to be fair, just got back, walked the dog, had a look, and some lovely people have left some nice comments on some of my videos, which has perked me up a bit. But yeah, just one of those days. I think I'm tired. It's been a busy start to the week, lots going on. There are a lot of challenges at the moment. So just get a good night's sleep, put today behind us, and we'll go again tomorrow. So, good morning. It's Wednesday. Feeling good this morning. Good night's sleep last night, and I'm feeling pretty good. Slowly but surely. Early start this morning. It's about 6 a.m. and I'm on my way to a business networking breakfast. So I've been invited by a friend to this event, and I think there's about 20-25 businesses and business owners and that sort of stuff there from the local area. And I've not done anything like that before. And I thought, do you know what? Let's go. Why not? Because if you don't try these things, you don't know, what they could lead to. So I'm excited. Got the business cards at the ready, real sort of old school. And I've got what I've done is I've got a load of the guys in production last night on the night shift. Adam ran me a load of freebie pens branded up with their sort of networking event logo and all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to take them in so that all of them, as they're sitting down at this kind of meeting, they'll all get a nice pen with a stylus on the end, and they'll all look nice. So hopefully that'll be a nice little sweetener for a little gift for thanking them for bringing me along. So yeah, we're going to do that, a couple of hours there, and then get back and crack on with the day. So just got back from the breakfast networking event, thoroughly enjoyed that, met some lovely people, a ton of business owners from across Norfolk. Really enjoyed it actually. We had a really good buzz, and I think I've managed to help a few people as well by connecting them with some people, and really insightful to meet different people from different industries and hear about their challenges and their goals. So yeah, really good, enjoyed it. Jumped into Costa, my favourite go-to coffee shop, and now we're going to have a meeting with Mitch, our sales manager. We have a sort of midweek catch-up to see where we are. So yeah, a couple of things from that was that they really want Darren to work with their dev to hook up our purchase orders being auto. Right. Where all of the problems are coming from is where their people are keying in our orders wrong. Yeah. They're true. That's the only reason why. The other thing is the order address changes. That can all be done automatically online. And then just if we could automate the POs, then that would be a game changer. But, I think it'd be the case for everything. So what do you want to talk about? I think it's about what would be the best use of this time now. Like what would help you the most to run through, and I do feel like Zoe and Jack should be in that meeting personally, because they need to hear the frustrations. They need to hear it from the other side. I think it should be a collaborative team. It should be the three of them, and then like you two. Yeah, alongside the refunds. Refunds is now a lot easier. There's no. Has that helped, yeah? Oh, get in. As long as he picks it up correctly. So that's good. So that process is working, yeah. Oh wow. Oh, can we try and get a meeting, me and you, to go in there? I would really like to do that. It's not in the Norwich one. It's Northampton though. Yeah. No, that's Northampton. I really think we should do that. Really believe in that. Being delivered to Sainsbury's. Oh, because they'll have contract in there. Yeah. Oh, when we interview people, I would really like to trial you interviewing, if it's your team, with somebody, and you just cherry pick random from who's not a manager. Yeah. Someone might see things from I'm on the shop floor differently. Yeah. I think it will be great for culture. I think it will be incredible because you'll get thoughts that me or you would never even think of. And I think it will be great for them to feel like they're part of it's a community, and I would really like to try it. Yeah, I'd really like to trial it, and I think that you just cherry picks. It's not always the same person, but you go. Sophie, have you got 20 minutes time doing an interview? I'd really like you to sit on the net and just tell. Yeah, I am at a genuine point where I'm genuinely considering cutting the ads right down, even when we're back to full staffing, keeping it at 40 litres a day, and making them be trained to be proactive, because genuinely, even more so, the quotes we do that we don't win, I really hope you found what you're looking for, but we're trying to improve our company. Would you mind just giving me brutal honest feedback? Why didn't you choose me? I think it's the thing we've got to solve, urgent, and don't get me wrong, a lot of this will solve itself. Can I ask, do we have data has the level of inquiries increased in terms of inbound in the last few weeks? Because that's where this all begins. But it all went wrong last week as well, didn't it? We've been struggling but this has just been the cherry on the cake.
Right? Production, I've got no work because sales aren't getting back to me quick enough.
It's a chain.
Studio,
it's a flywheel.
Okay, but if they put something in visual unsuccessful, normally I get back quickly.
Yeah, they're not getting it.
Customer care are going back to, Nikki's going back to the consultant.
Yeah, not getting a response.
But they've got 80 emails. So then the person went on and goes, you're fucking shit customer care. Why aren't you helping me? And she's going, well, if it's a supplier, it's a response.
Literally.
So we're just going round and round in circles. So then it's coming to me, and then I'm busy. So then I'm going to come back to them later, and then it's just a vicious circle.
Yeah.
It's happening everywhere, basically. And it's just,
okay. So what can we do to avoid us getting into this position again? And it's another pair of eyes. This is what I'm trying to think of. If we had another pair of eyes who was focused on detail, and we literally, when we interview them, we make sure they're a C.
Well, I've got something.
It's high detail. Yeah. And they're an administrator basically, but they're just purchasing, and before we let the job go, if they're not sure, they'll call over, and you almost set them up so you have two girls, for example, and they're responsible for five, and they need to get it running like clockwork. And I think that sometimes adding extra layers in either systems or to break it apart, I do wonder if that would be that's going to really gear us up. Get her in. Let's just. I'm happy to just literally throw the dice at this because it's that bad that I think we need to just. It's not been budgeted for, but I think we go with our gut. My gut tells me if we get it right, that could be a game changer. My only concern is how many people we would need to effectively do it. So just got back. Had a great catch up with Mitch. Really pushing some things forward. He had some fantastic ideas. Also just talking about some of the challenges, the biggest struggles, and just trying to rock and roll and just get better than we was yesterday, really. So that's good. Come back, I've got some time carved out, so rather than diving back into the office and having things thrown at me, back at the home office, got an hour or so of just thinking time, some preparation ready for tomorrow. So tomorrow we're deep diving with our senior finance team on some of our margin constraints in certain areas, some of the areas of the business where costs are getting a bit too high, and we're going to be going through and analysing that in quite a lot of depth. So I'm just prepping my shopping list, if you like, of all the things that I know in my brain that may not have been in the initial budget and business plan at the beginning of the year, but where different things have changed throughout the year. New roles that we need to create, new bits of equipment I want. And different things, so I'm just prepping all that so that everything can be factored in tomorrow when we do a sort of an updated forecast. So I'm doing a little bit of that, and I'm also preparing a bit of brainstorming for some time I'm going to spend with Andy, who's just joined us this week, who's going to be our first in our strategic merchandise consultant team, so kind of field-based, going out seeing end customers, very much not so much desk customer service, but this is very much proactive, going to develop and enhance customers and see them in person and work with those brands. So I'm just brainstorming some support and resources that he's going to need from me and the business, so that I can get all those things fired off ahead of a meeting I've got with him on Friday. So a lot of my time now, and it is weird, and it took me a bit of time to get used to it, but I've come to appreciate that a lot of my time now in the role that I'm in is actually very deep thinking time, in quiet, just asking myself loads of questions that prize out answers, because a lot of the time the stuff is in here but we don't ask ourselves the right questions, and I'm asking myself questions of what can I do to set people up for success, why is this problem continuously happening across the business, what could we do that goes against everything we currently believe in, or what can we do differently, and then I'll go away and I'll use that deep thinking time and the answers to then help the teams, and a lot of my time has to be spent really doing that, proactively thinking. So doing a little bit of that. I've got a call then at 12:30. Yeah, just solid. I'm having a quick look over the numbers, just seeing where we're at. So yeah, we're going to get our heads into it now, crack on, see where the rest of the day takes us. So I've asked Matt to jump on a call. In general, are we waiting on still quite a lot or not? It's just a shame they don't put on there like due date is the date, so we're like, oh, it's all right, they've got it booked in for it. But I'm just trying to think if there's anything we've missed, bread and butter, that we currently rank well for, that we don't want to necessarily lose.
I mean, the CHX stuff, but...
Did that all get imported and...
I think so. I don't know how they look, particularly. I haven't really seen any of them.
Got it.
So I don't know if you're happy with them.
I think they've been updated.
Yeah.
So it is about 5:15 and the day is taking its toll on me now. Actually a really productive day. I moved a lot of things forward. Had a load of different meetings back and forth this afternoon, pushing a load of things forward, which has been brilliant. And now tonight is our production meeting. And I'm not going to lie, I'm feeling the strain a bit now, and my energy levels are suffering a bit, and I've now got to go and be really buzzy and lively for the team, because this is their chance for us to discuss any challenges or any any issues or anything for them, and discuss what's going well and what's not going so well. So I need to be up and ready and buzzed for that. Which is a struggle at the moment because I've had a very long day and I've had a lot of intensive things to think about and meetings to have. But I've had some very exciting calls and I've had some very good meetings and I've pushed a lot forward. And I've definitely worked on things that are going to help us tomorrow, which is when I like those days when I feel like we've moved the needle on things that are not necessarily going to make any differences today, but they're going to make big differences tomorrow. And that's what I've been doing a lot of today. So I'm happy with that. I just need to get that energy levels up for the last couple of hours of my evening, where I've got to see the team, motivate the team, drive and be positive, and then get home this evening and see one of the lads from production. Oh no, he's not. He's from studio. Need to be positive, and then get home this evening, smash through some emails. Get up tomorrow, get back in the gym because I've been away in Manchester this week. Then I've been at this networking thing this morning, and I've been falling well off the wagon with the gym. And so I'm going to get back on it tomorrow. I'm excited about that. So yes, that's where we are. Let's go and do the production meeting. So it's Thursday. We are in the office. Very good start to the morning actually. We was up bright and early, got back in the gym after a couple of days being off with all the fun that's been going on, and we've got a day that you kind of wish you didn't have to do today, but we do, where we're going to be spending some time really deep diving into where we are currently sort of overspending on certain things and where we are hemorrhaging our margins. And so, as we're growing at quite a rapid rate, I think it's becoming very easy that the sort of, even though we're growing on the top line and everything's adding up, the bottom line seems to creep down by percentage. And I think that's something you've always got to be on top of, because that's, can be the beginning of the end if you don't nip that in the bud and manage it very closely. So, we always do our monthly management accounts and we have that monthly financial meeting, but this is a continuous thing where we've noticed spikes and very deep dips in our net margin. And so we're going to be spending the day really understanding a little bit more of the mechanics as to what's causing that, sampling some data of some jobs and some purchases and all different things, and trying to find where the issue is and really nail that, so then we can go away and put a strategy in place to solve it. So that's going to be the majority of the day, and we have got some calls to make this afternoon, late afternoon, and then just a little production and operations catch up with Cody, and prepare some data with my assistant, which I need to get her to work on for me, and then see where the rest of the day takes us. She's done some analysis on for me, so but I've got like 4 that are bubbling away, so I'm not in anything. If it doesn't go anywhere, it doesn't. I'll come down, we sign heads of terms, and then instruct solicitors. A lot of it's because you're investing in things, but then that wouldn't be affecting the net, would it? Because they sit on the balance sheet. But it's better to be strict on ourselves, isn't it, really, if we can. So where's best to start between the three of us? Like, what can we be doing to try
What's a
and...
quick thing to...
So this is all subject to due diligence, which when it goes through the lawyers, it will be... Yeah.
And you said to me, right, let's book her in, so she comes in half a day a month.
Yeah, I'd rather do
reviews
that.
through stuff.
Yeah.
And then if we need her more, because
Yeah.
someone's got something...
If she's going to go... Right, so let's just go through it, because this is the important bit where it needs to be clear, because this is where we need to analyse. Just tell me, Ben, what you've got. Let's go through what is correct. Designers are correct. Just help me understand it when I look at the spreadsheet more. Can we add some extra columns to break the sales apart a bit, so it's not just sales, because it hurts my head, because to me there's sales, but it's like 4 sub-teams under that. And I think you need to look at...
Open the spreadsheet.
So, just wrapped up our meeting with our sort of finance teams, our FD and our kind of management accountant, and yeah, just going over a ton of stuff. There's a couple of acquisitions that we are in talks with at the moment, that we were looking at ways we could make that work, and different structures, and how that could fit into our group. We were looking at the kind of next 6 months ahead, so we were looking at our sort of strategic plan that we'd laid out back at the beginning of the year, our kind of position on that at the moment, if things need tweaking, which shock horror they did. Some areas we've been underperforming, some areas we've been really overperforming, and so with some departments we're going to be sort of hiring a little bit less. Some areas we'll be hiring a little bit more. Some new sort of investments have come to light that we need in the business. Some of the costs we'd under-predicted, and yeah, just a good few hours going through that as a team, which was good, positive. I feel good coming out of it. A little bit anxious. I think I don't really see a lot of risk, and I just go with my gut, and I just make it happen, and I make it work. That's the way I've got to where we are now. But I must admit, when you look at like our just wages alone, our wage roll in a month, in excess of 100,000 a month in just wages. It's a scary thing, I must admit. So yeah, I mean, it's amazing, and I'm so grateful for where we've managed to build this team too. But yeah, it just makes you realise, how much we can never rest on our laurels, because this is a constant thing that we have to be really seriously looking after our customers, because if we're not giving our customers 110%, someone else will, and those fixed costs don't change. Our teams and our overheads and our partnerships and everything like that. So seriously, it's keep you up at night kind of pressure if things aren't going the way they should be. So I think it's those sort of things. You forget I don't really have any involvement in the finances day to day. I have a meeting once a month with the team, sometimes twice. And we look at where we are we on track, on budget, and I review our KPIs for the different business units and teams week to week, month to month. But yeah, I mean, it's rarely like that. We have a real good deep dive into everything we're spending, budget, everything where resources are allocated to, and puts things into perspective how much we spend and invest in certain things. So good, positive. I'm feeling quite pumped, but also a little bit like, ooh, it's that little edge where I'm like, God, it's not going to be, the next 6 months are not going to be easy. Like the level of investment we've made in the first half and the things we've committed to, it's not going to be a walk in the park the second half. And I think that's something I need to get across to myself and my team. So I'm just spending the afternoon now getting all of everything planned out in my head as to, what this now, given all the information I've now got and updated forecasts and everything, what I now need to do to go back and put that into action with the different departments, how it needs to look and what the strategy needs to be to make sure we hit those. So basically, that's the afternoon is going to be very much get settled, get organised, get my head really clear on what needs to happen, and then start committing it to paper and getting it off to the different teams and start pushing forward for the second half of the year.